All right. So while the microphone warms up and I warm my voice up, we're gonna do two game recaps. The layout's a little different. I know my opponent did a engine analysis, which is why I have not gone into the analysis board. So we're just gonna go over the game real fast. Maybe we look at, and then we'll look at the analysis board afterwards. And then I haven't looked at the game really, so this is gonna be um, a pseudo game review. How do I analyze my games? What's interesting about these games is I played these on my Eboard. So I did have a plan today to come to the studio, if you will, and record myself playing some games. But I was reading one of my chess books, and I decided to pull my board out to go through the games. And I was like, oh, wait a second, this is an e-board. When's the last time I actually used the e-board to play some games? So I decided to play one game that turned into two games, because addicts can always quit. Let's go through the game then. E4, C6, okay, we have a Caro Khan. We are playing the fantasy. We always like to see them take in the center. And then here, so I guess we can say this is one of the problems I personally have, is my memory is just terrible. And maybe I shouldn't play the fantasy because my memory is terrible. Even in this position, I'm like, what do I do here? It's like, not to mention, I don't study a lot of openings. Or I don't study my openings a lot. I don't even think I've made it through the quick starter guide on the fantasy course I have. So, we could do better, but it just takes time that I would rather look at tactics or stuff, even though I'm bad at tactics too. So we do play this move appropriately. I did check my chessable course. Knight f3 is what you're supposed to play here. Bishop g4 is a very trying, and then here this is where we deviate from our own opening book. But let's go through like why. So first, the openings course I have has me wanting to play Bishop c4, mostly because there's tactics on the board. I think with it's like, say E takes D, and then you sack your bishop on the F file to then hit this. You either come this way or this way, and honestly, I can't for the life of me remember which one. Both are fine, just because the goal is to take the bishop. So if we go this way, right, so takes, we sack our bishop, check, and then we can come back with our knight to take. So I'm not completely sure which way you would actually take. But regardless, the move that my course suggests is bishop c5. I don't think bishop e3 is inherently bad because it is protecting my center pawn. They are attacking my pawn there. So again, we decide to go bishop d2. We're not blocking anything in, but I wanted to actually save the c pawn and let the c pawn be able to maybe go forward and further protect the center. Guess what? I don't even think about that. They take, and then here, if we can't take, that was a free pawn, which is a good thing that I didn't go here, because if we're looking at it, this would have been a nasty little fork. Huh. Nice. I'm a better chess player than thought. Okay, so we go bishop g5. And now we castle queenside. We just want and the goal here was, or the thought process was, just to get the rook on a line with the queen. Okay. At this point, I did think of maybe trying to go here or here. I don't know why I would go here. Why did I want to do that? I thought there was some sneakiness probably where I come around and like I think it was takes or takes, and then I can like come here and hit something. Uh but obviously that doesn't work. I don't know what I was thinking here actually. You can't see the times. The times aren't changing, but I did spend some time in this position trying to see if I could get this out of here. Oh, right. I wanted to start attacking this pawn with my rook because even though it's not protected right now, there is a world in which I could get my pieces out and start attacking this pawn because it would be pinned. Knight b to d7. And then here is... So again, I spent a bunch of time. Now I was worried about... What was I worried about? Why did I do this move? To me, it felt like a very important move. This made me slightly nervous. No? I was simultaneously making room for my knight. That's what I wanted to do. And I felt like this, trying to get on this file might work fine. But if I'm being honest, at this point, I don't fully know what I was thinking during this move. It was a multi-part move. There was something I was nervous about. I think it was... Yeah. I remember my focal point was this e5 square. Sorry to be a little goober, but again, this is like how I do my analysis. I did have a sequence here, but it doesn't work actually, funny enough. Which is, if they come here, I was going to take. If they take, then I take. But the problem with that is they then win a rook, even if the knight is trapped. So it doesn't work super duper great. So because of that, I think this is probably a really bad move. Especially because this would be attacked twice, so it's almost forced. So yeah, queen g3. Let's call it a blunder because we lose a piece. Yeah, we're going to call that a blunder. And I didn't realize it lost a piece until later when it actually becomes an issue. And my opponent kind of goofs it. Okay. Oh, yeah. Sorry, another part of it was I wanted to push this pawn. Sorry. Yeah, coming back here. Why did I come here? The multi-part move, right? It evacuates this square for my knight to come to and gets it to a better spot. I was worried that the knight would come here regardless, and I wanted to push the pawn. So this protects the pawn, and it also protects this square from the knight coming to it. There we go. So then the idea... Okay. I'm sorry, I'm looking at, now that I remember that this square was super important to me during the game, the reason I spent a lot of time here is I wanted to try and come here to protect this square for the eventual pawn push, but you then get hit with b5, and there's no real good place to go, right? You're coming back here, that does nothing. You come back here, that loses the knight. This comes back just allowing them to expand on the queen side. So I had to reject this because I couldn't find a good answer to b5, which may or may not have been just to push the pawn. Right? Takes. It doesn't super work because then takes here, and here, and this knight is over. So that's why I'm glad I didn't do it. Instead, we blunder a piece to our queen. Queen d3. Again, I want to threaten this pawn push. I'm thinking of maybe coming up. So if they come, if they go h6, I would try and just do h4 to then open up this side, maybe hit you with something like this. You come here, check, takes. Yeah, anyway. So I'm looking at that h7 square. They decide to come after my light squared bishop. I'm not a fan, but I don't really see how I can save it. Okay. My plan is kind of goobed, but it's all right. Here I believe I make... Yeah, so now we have this issue, right? So here, and they kind of fumble it themselves. Takes, they should, in my humble opinion, take here. You lose the queen, but I lose a rook. And the rook is, or the piece is not good. Or it's not that it's not good, it's not trapped. Yeah. So lose the queen. So here takes, and at the end of the day, you have, I mean, and you can probably get out, but here, and we have, you're like straight up just down more than an exchange. Instead, they decide to take the bishop, allowing this pin. And this is still not super great. But I don't feel like I'm losing here. I just have to find the right way to do it. And I don't necessarily think this was the correct way. Especially here, right? I think this is like, I am probably not winning here. This was good, stopping my knight from coming anywhere that he wants to go. And so here I have to figure out how to get my pieces back in the game. Looking to come here and attack that, sure. Oh, this was an Eboard slip. I meant to go up 2 to try and like start pressuring really hard down this file. Instead, I gave them a very much needed tempo. This could have been good maybe here, and then I come here, takes. We're still up. But you do have some issues here maybe. Okay. So we kind of doofed it in the end game. Takes. And then here, I just did not, I didn't see the right idea. And I didn't realize I'm in a mating net. So better option probably would be something like, could I have gone here? Takes. No. Yeah. I'm just losing a piece here because I'd have to like protect it, and then you can come here and double attack it. Yeah, and you can't take because again, there's just a mate threat on the board. So here I'm just lost. Yeah, and I don't see it. Right, I'm thinking, okay, cool, I'm going to come back and grab this. And unfortunately, they see the mate, and I get mated. But here, I don't think I'm particularly bad. I just need to figure out. So one, this was a goob move. Maybe something like B3. I thought about that very briefly. B3 does allow me to get here, maybe trade off. And then I'm the one with the passed pawn. I do like that idea. Come up, come around. Yeah, B3 here. And then if you come up, I can actually just take, takes, here. Then maybe we come here, and we can start coming up and stressing you out while also pushing my own pawn. Okay. Oh, this is just oopsie, and it allows this move, which this is now protected. Here. You know what else I could have did is this idea. Here, right? Takes, here. And then forking these two with my king. How do you get out? Can you protect anything? I mean, you'd have to come maybe here, but you can't protect both, right? So some kind of check. Okay, that's another option I could have went with. So here also I would be winning if I just took and saw the fork tactic with the king. Because you'd have to, maybe you come this way. Okay, that's also an option. So no, it doesn't quite work because you can just pull the rook over. And then you can do this maybe. But then the knight can get out. You come up. Knight now starts checking you. Yeah, okay, so you can't take. You can't take. You would, so maybe in this position it's better to stay closer to your king, here to here, protecting against the back rank issues, and just focus on the pawn. I mean, Lord knows that ain't it. Because the problem now is how do we defend, right? You can't block it. So you're going to have to like lose your, you're going to have to come here and then here. And what are we doing, right? We're like, oh, dang it. You're losing a piece. So there's also no good checks. Are there any checks? Hold on. No. Here. 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 Yeah. Okay. It's taking a bit longer. Okay, let's go to the analysis board. We can look at it now. Turn off the engine. Yeah. So inaccuracy, yeah, because you can just h6. Yep. Well, I didn't think of h6, but I definitely, yeah, that wasn't great. Bishop d3, again, not great. Oh. Why didn't I do that? Why didn't I think of the mate threat? Because of this? Yeah, what happens there, right? Bishop a6. Here, let's look at it, right? So we want h6, e5. here to maintain, but no, you're... Yeah, we definitely chose the wrong one, but it's still pretty even. Blundy. Ooh, super blundy. You know what? I probably could have... Yeah. Rook c7 was best. But I thought you just push here anyway. Oh, rook c7, you push. I can take this pawn. Dang it. Okay. Okay, d2, mistake. c8, 8th. Yeah, look at that. Oh, a4 was better. It was a slip. My board registered the wrong thing. Rook d8. So this isn't even actually all that bad. Rook e7. Oh, takes and takes. Wait a second. Oh, that's dumb. And now, I mean, it sucks, but I have the passed pawn, so if anybody's got better chances, it'd technically be me. Instead, I didn't even think of that. Here, keep it even. You take, I take. I can eventually try and go around. I have the passed pawn, but you do have... It would be here, here. You do have the extra pawn on the queen side, or the king side, so that's going to give you, you have good chances of... What, here? No, there's no way. There's no way that's good. It's still even? Rook in games are ridiculous. Okay, let's get to the second game. This one, 20 minutes. Ugh. Okay, this one was another wild, wild, wild game. As you can see by the ending position. So let's see, e4. And this one, like, this is where I was like, by the end, I'm like hunched over my Eboard, being like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. He takes d5. I have not faced a Scandi in a minute and a half. Did they? Okay, they actually did not run a computer analysis. So let's see. Let's just bring my face down a bit so we can go through it and it doesn't look as bad. E5, yeah. Do I know what I'm doing here? Not particularly. I'm just trying to develop. I've seen a lot of ideas of like stacking these two like this and maybe trying to do a pawn storm. I figure if I will eventually go H3, if they decide to open my G file for me, that gives me a good like this is fine. So E6, A3. Here I was mostly worried about this idea because I was planning on living on the queen side, but this knight is pinned to my queen by the queen, and I don't necessarily want to trade queens right now. D6, and then here's a gooby move. Absolutely. I'd be willing to bet they want this sack immediately. Takes back. We're here. Here. I mean, just look at it, right? It's not perfect. You can at least get a perpetual on these two lines. But yeah, let's check it. It's not awful. I guess the problem here. So I was worried because I've been hit by this kind of stuff before, and it's super hard to like reasonably defend it. So I was super worried they would just sack here. A3. Oh no. Pretty sure you could. Oh, here. Coming this way. You can't take. You take. You've lost everything. So let's see here. Right? Not bad because, again, you take and you're just winning. So there were tactics on the board. I saw this a little bit too late. I thought of maybe castling queenside, or kingside, but the problem is I figured they would immediately disrupt, and then you can't come in just yet, but then you have an attack on the king side. So d6, and then I decide to castle, and I'm like, oh, it's still bad. And then here I go a little bit crazy. Idea being, if they trade, I trade, and I'm not happy with it, but hey, I'm going to get I'm going to get my pawns rolling, because now if I takes, I can take back with my knight, and we can roll the pawns, do a pawn storm on the king side. That was the idea. So they go d5, and then here I figured I'm already in trouble. I'm in trouble, right? I'd be happy with a draw on move 11 because I feel like I've messed up, and if I give them a second, they're going to start sacking pieces and get all their pieces in and nervous. So we go back, hey. And then now they decide to throw down. They don't want to draw. They think they have winning chances. So h3, we get a bit of a tempo, except they can take right now. Okay, not great. I figure, hey, open G file, we're fine. They can get a pawn here, but then I was looking, I was like, does this where do you go? Right, can't go here, can't go here, can't go here. Could go here. No. Here, maybe? Sure. That's going to end in disaster. So I looked at that, and I was like, not great, but good enough. So G takes. They decide to not take and sack on the king side. I don't agree with this sack. Because I actually still have this idea, right? This knight protects this pawn. I'm looking at the queen. The queen's hanging right now, and if you were to take my stuff, I would be more than happy. Thank you. I feel like I can win this piece up. Okay. Here, the ideas I looked at were something like this, but then, this kind of causes a problem. They've got their piece back. I'm still a pawn up, but it's just not comfortable. My king is so unbelievably in danger here. And then you can just go back, and that's kind of, let's call it frustrating. So I saw that the knight takes, I saw knight takes, c4, knight takes. I saw this position and did not like it one little bit. So I just instead went back to trying for a draw. I don't feel comfortable that I can win it just yet. They go d6. And again, you look at this and you're like, oh, you can win in tempo, except they're on this diagonal still. Maybe they're not here, but now they're still coming after this. And if they take the pawn, that's going to give them a tempo. So I decide to protect the pawn. They attack my dark squared bishop. I say, I might be able to generate a little something something on the queen side. Thank you very much. And if they take, I'm just going to take back with my pawn. Kind of fixes my pawn structure. They go g6. I go a little crazy. Bonk. Mostly because I see this fork. The fork is dangerous. Just so we're all clear, the fork is dangerous. I was really nervous about it because it opens up their rook, right? So they could give this up, open up the rook, and all of a sudden I've got big old problemos, possibly getting checkmated on the on a1. So c7, I hit them with the fork. They go back. They stay on this diagonal, and it's the moment of truth. And I say, you want to do a queen trade, dog? We could do a queen trade. Do you want a queen trade? They do not want a queen trade. c5 opens up. I saw c5 immediately, but what c5 does is it allows a nice, bam, in-between move. You can't go this way because I'm going to hit you bagow. So you have to go, let's see, what else did I see? You have to go here. And then I was like, oh, again, the problem I had here. Yes. So my plan from the beginning was to maybe take with the queen here. But after queen takes, oops, bishop takes, you actually drop a piece. Now you're still +2, but this is now attacked twice. Like, it's not as bad, but it's not comfortable. Especially because this piece is super duper tied down. So instead I go d1. Just bring in more pieces into the party before I execute. Okay. Bishop c8. I actually don't think this was super duper great because you can take. I guess you have 2 pawns. Oh, it's starting to get a little hairy. Starting to get a little bit hairy. Situation. Maybe something like this. Bonk. And then you come here. And you throw down and you basically sack 2 pieces. Here, here, here. Okay, so granted. Here. I think you're up enough that you could reasonably have something like this. It's not fun. Well, maybe you come up? There's a universe. So you can't take. I think it becomes a very different game if they decided to take because you're here. Maybe you could do something like this. It's even. 2 pieces for a rook is generally, I don't know, coach. I don't know. So I'm here, but you can just move. I don't think you got the gumption. Okay, they did not though. They moved their bishop. And then here again, I'm thinking I could take here and try and trade off the queens. But I didn't feel like I was in any danger, right? So just take. And then what was I scared of here? Maybe something like this. But I'm not worried, right? Takes. Yeah. Okay. So this is just one of those like wild calculation. Like I was trying to calculate, was this the best move? I think it makes for messy, and it continues to get pieces closer to the king. The king's now on the side here. Bishop takes c5. Queen comes out. Because where else is the queen going to go, right? Like, here? No. Here loses. Here loses. This was the, I would say this was the biggest try that I could try and find. But unfortunately, this pawn would be protected. And so the queen would have to move yet again. Can't take here. Can't take the pawn because it's protected by the queen. So the queen has to move, say, here. And then my plan is the exact same. Right? How do you... Sure. So how do you protect it? Queen f6. Bishop c6. Obviously, it's pinned. This is no longer a threat because I can take. Yeah. So let's see if let's go here. We're turning off all the lines. We want the analysis board only, or the eval bar only. I wish these numbers also, but whatever. I guess the numbers don't really matter too much. Okay, let's see if I missed anything. Queen d2, not the best, but not great. a3. This was, I freaked myself out over this one. Yeah, still even. I didn't think this was going to be particularly bad. It's one of those, like, not the best, not the worst kind of moves. Okay. Oops. So it does seem here there might be a bit stronger of a move. I didn't like, well, let's look at this. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. So why does it suck is because you're going into an in-game, their pawn structure is way, way better. And they're up a pawn. Okay, knight c3. I'll do a threefold repetition. I do not mind. Okay, this is where it starts getting squirrely. I didn't believe in it, coach. If you want to trade queens, that's fine. Again, yeah, see? Haha, okay. Oof, squirrely. In between move. Ideas if they take. I can take back with check. Bring it this way. I don't mind because I'm still going to take here. You can't take. This is coming. Rook over. Okay. Sick in between move. Okay, so not the strongest. The strongest might be something like this. Yeah. Yeah. And then you gotta move here. There's no way. Oh, shoot. Look at that. I don't think it's the strongest, but look. Bonk. Did I even see that in the game? Ah, no, I didn't. I was too focused on checkmate. Anyway, 8-2. So, this is not great. Nah, they just want to take. Okay. No, ain't no need to be fancy. Okay, so kind of lose it. They go over a bit more. 14, yeah. And then what about something like this? Yeah, it's still fine. That's why that's a terrible move. Okay. So we did some inaccuracies. Let's see if they went here. Problem is your boy here. Yeah, and they don't have anywhere really to go. Overall, I think old Lord Scooby did a pretty bang-up game. And you know what? For all their pieces being around, I would still took a draw. Yeah, this one was goof. Why did they do that? Like, I get it, right? They saw that they didn't realize, and then they saw the sack. Sure, here. What's the better move? Here. Yeah. Now. No. That just drops a pawn. Come over. Hold on. Here. Yeah, that just drops a pawn. And there's not enough compensation, which I think is key in these kind of positions. So say here. Here. Oh. Haha, they blundered. Anyway. Looking at this, but it's actually defended enough. Yeah. Okay. Queen takes f3. Okay. So what else is there here for my opponent? If we flip the board, and let's look at it, right? Let's look at it. Castling would be rough. Castling would be rough. Specifically because we have so much stuff just primed to come this way. So I don't think castling this way, maybe? No wonder my opponent kind of blundered. It's not completely clear what to do. Maybe you could come this way. Yeah. Do you want to do it this way, though? So something like this. Here. Here. Okay. So now we're targeting their strong bishop. Uh-huh. Something like this. Takes. Still even. Steven. You still can't super take here. You can take there, but now we come in like this. Hiding behind the pawn still. I'm trying not to look at I'm not trying to look at lines, but like finding If I can keep it even till the end, probably not too bad. White's targets. Can't really come in here. No. So black here is a little bit crunched. What do I want to do? Something like this. Oh. We did something bad. What did we do bad? Let's see if we can find it. Here? Yeah, maybe it's just, no. White also kind of has some issues in that there's no easy places to capture. Okay, so we could say F3 is fine. You just kind of back up. That's not good. So, yeah, we established that wasn't great. Oh, well. Something like this. Then you can come this way. Takes. You can't take anymore because it's protected by the queen. Yada yada. Okay, GF3. That was fun looking at it from the other side. Along with the evaluation bar so we can kind of see what at least keeps it even. Let's do the quick computer analysis because this video has been going long enough for not actually being played. Okay, so it's Inali Sass. Dang! Oh boy, look at that! Granted, this is just preliminary. I could still blunder, but look at that. Huh? Can you see? Can we see it? No? Oh. Old boy hit 94% accuracy. Oh man, they were like, this motherfucker's cheating. Nah, dude. No cheating. No cheating. Just the Scandinavian. I feel like I score pretty well against the Scandi. It's okay. Let's see. So yeah, and this sacrifice just takes a completely even game to. You could even say I could sacrifice a piece here. Is there a better move? Let's get some lines going here because I'm curious about this section. What is quote unquote better, right? So now I know that this is not as losing as I thought, right? So castling. Oh, they like these knight movements. Well, I guess now you can move the knight and not damage the pawn structure as much. But then you're damaging your own pawn structure and losing a knight. Or no, you're not. It's protected. What? What is the goal? Probably here. Yeah, you'd have to something like this here, and then yep. Oh, It's not, because if you take, you lose the queen, and they feel dumb. Okay, so h4. You can't kick the knight. This is also a thing. Sure. What? Okay. Castling queenside, not bad. Yeah, I thought their best move was to friggin' take. What would they have done if I would have took? Or if they would have then came in here? Who probably went ahead and did this. Takes. Okay. Queen at d5. So, got it. Other option would have been here. Pinning the knight? But why? But why? What is the plan here? Queen e2? You come here. You say, how about you get out of my face? What? Go into the center? I guess everything's protected and you can no longer take that knight. Okay. Interesting idea. I did look at this idea here, but my problem with it was I was like, oh, if they take, I can take here with check and then take back, and then they take me back, but it doesn't quite work. So here, 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 and then you're just kind of starting to kick stuff around. Oh, nice. Nice counterattack. Really? Okay. Again? So here my plan was probably wrong, but yeah. Yeah, it would have got me here, that's for sure. Okay. I completely forgot about this bishop. That's funny. Okay. I'm not saying it's the best move, but I am saying for low levels, something like this to prompt a pawn push is not bad. Is not bad. Because they might prompt the pawn push, and then you get this disgusting move. Okay, queen h5. Push up. Takes. Okay. And let's see. Queen f3. Yeah, and then we kind of had the two biggest options, I believe, here. And then takes. Okay. Okay, yeah, thought this was not great. I did not consider why. Well, you got this move, but that, then you take that. But then you can come here. Here with the idea of coming up this way. Still happy with a draw here. Oh, that's funny. You can no longer... Would I have the guts, dude? Would I have the guts? Oh, I'd be so freaking stressed. I would do that for sure. Absolutely would I try and trade queens off. Oh my gosh. Would I have the guts to come up with my king? I don't know. I was already pretty stressed. Again, remember, this is like over the board. Yeah. So now, right. So the best they can do is takes, here, come back. Oh, wow. That's funny. You're like, I don't care. Do it. Do it, wussy boy. Because you're a clean piece up. Okay. So it doesn't actually look like there's a lot of difference between here and here. Why did I want to... Oh, yeah. I wanted to, Actually. Again, I was too fearful of a specific move that is not the threat that I thought. So say we go h4. You can sack here. Takes. But here's the thing, right? Let's come here. No. Oops, now we're just dropping stuff. So here. Oh. lose the queen. Queen's got to take. But here's the... Dang, you're still better. Oh my gosh. Dang. Dang, 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 dang. I guess you're +5, right? Like, so here, here. They're only +1. You have no more checks. No, 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 no. So you have to go back here. Check. Queen. And then you have to give back the queen. Is so disgusting. Could you just take here? Yeah, I mean, everything is kind of winning, isn't it? What, make their bishop bad? Anyway. Okay, c5. I did look at this immediately. I mean, they're both, it's both 5.2. You can do however you want. How does this check here? Yeah. Ooh, 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 ooh. Nasty boy. Nasty. Oh my gosh. Here. Takes. Sack the rook. Mate in 6? Dadgum. Can we look at this and see mate in 6? I mean, I can see how you could take their second rook for free. But then... you still have mate in 7. That is absolutely insanity. Brother, look at that. I would be pissed. And it's... is it forced? Here. Takes. King can't move. You can come here, sure. Either way is mate in 6. How? Mate in 5? I don't understand. Let's look at this line a little bit. So I guess the goal... I mean, look at this. The saddest rook in the world. It literally is completely stuck. So you're like, I don't care. Takes. What else can you do? Here. Waiting move. They can't move any other pawn. That's savage. And all this from... oh, not really, right? It's not really from this. That's just rough, right? And so now we're threatening mate here. They could come here. I guess it seems a little counterintuitive but I do like looking at these like lines of forcing moves and trying to figure out, right? Could I find some of these moves, like these really long lines? Okay, so I did see this, but it's like, okay, here. Would I have seen that? I don't know. Move again. Here to threaten mate. Trade it off. Would you see the sack? Would you see? I don't know if I would see the mate in 6. I think the problem with the quote unquote mate in 6, quote unquote, it's what it is you have to have the board vision to see that this is completely, the king is completely stuck. And then once that happens, so I guess that's one of the also, are you threatening? Yeah, I was about to say, are you threatening the knight there? Study your mating patterns, kids. It's going to tell you how you should attack the king. I hope we enjoyed this video that went on a little longer than expected. But yeah, the end of this one, by the end of this one, I was like, oh my god. I do like how it ended. Why was I going so deep? Oh, because I needed to calculate this idea. But once again, it's like, you shouldn't be calculating more than, say, here and just knowing that this is good. This is winning. Okay, I can go here, and then they can block the check, and then you can go here, and then it becomes too hazy, right? So at the end of the day, they didn't take that, though. I got a nice intermediate move. They could have take. Maybe here. Sure. Here. Sure. Problem is you can't actually leave this now. Can you? Say we go here. Dang. We can find our own tactics. We're doing a look at this, though. Up 4, to be perfectly honest, I think this is a completely reasonable trade to make. And I would probably make it. So, yeah, this is what I thought would happen. That would be a pretty bad move. Chiplow. So you can't do it. So you'd have to come here. Yeah. Same thing. And then you just park it here and go to town with your pieces. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed a little bit of the game review without the engine, and then we turned the engine on and kind of went down some lines to hopefully learn some more stuff. We'll talk to you later. Bye.